Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball as we get you set for game number 2 between the Pioneers and the Niagara Falls Americans from Sal Maglie Stadium in Niagara Falls, New York. Once again, good evening, everybody. I'm Farrell Hudson for the Pioneers Baseball Network. Aiden Grabowski stands in the right-hander's batter's box to get things started against C.J. Hurley, same starting pitcher the Pioneers saw 13 days ago in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Pioneers will look to sweep once again like they attempted to 2 weeks ago as Grabowski takes the fastball down and in. 1-0 the count on the Pioneers' right-handed hitting shortstop to lead off game number 2. It'll be Aiden Grabowski, the shortstop, Ty Martineau, the DH, TJ Gurmesti in the right fielder as serving it into left field and coming on with a nice sliding catch is Tommy Mathey to retire Grabowski for a quick out number 1. Some fans filing in here to Sal Maglie Stadium. It's been a very
DH number 6, Ty Martineau.
Hot day as Ty Martineau comes to the plate. Sun and the temperature's cooling off a bit. Potentially some people suffering from agoraphobia. But overall, a nice crowd on hand now on this Saturday evening. Lefty on lefty matchup. Ty Martineau dribbles one to the backhand side of second base, handling it on a hop and throwing on to first in time. Just to nab the hustling Martineau for the second out is Connor Kiefer. So 2 quick outs in the top of the first, and that'll bring up the aforementioned right-handed hitting TJ Gurmesti. After Gurmesti, Brett Baker in the cleanup spot, Brett Dubek the EH, Brandon Dubek that is, excuse me. Michael Palmer at first base batting 6th, Brendan Hammer at third will bat 7th, Anthony Manganiello doing the catching bats 8th, William O'Neill at second bats 9th, Ben Rhodey the left fielder will bat 10th, fastball outside corner for a called strike 1. Gurmesti productive as usual in game 1. A walk, a sac fly, and a single. Breaking ball just off the outside corner from C.J. Hurley, and the count levels at a ball and a strike on Gurmesti. 1-1, fly foul behind the screen.
C.J. Hurley, 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning.
Hurley comes set left side of the rubber base, is empty with 2 outs. Lefty on righty, breaking ball just off the outside corner to Gurmesti, and the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Lost both game 1s in their previous doubleheaders. Won both game 2s.
Fastball inside, almost clipped TJ, and the count runs full.
Hey, inside nearly hits Gurmesti. The count is all filled up. I thought for a second Gurmesti was going to get a base.
So it'll be a full count with 2 outs on Gurmesti. Hurley got Grabowski to fly out to shallow left. More of a line drive that was caught by Tommy Mathey. And the payoff pitch swung on and missed for strike 3 by Gurmesti. Striking out the side effectively in order as Hurley top of the first. No runs and no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Half an inning, 3-0 score on the Pioneers Baseball Network.
to Sal Maglie Stadium as we get this set for.
Welcome back to Sal Maglie Stadium as we get you set for the bottom of the first inning of action. Bobby Boying has taken the rubber after the Pioneers were retired. 1-2-3 in order by C.J. Hurley in the top of the first inning. Called strike over the outside corner and a backdoor breaking ball into the leadoff hitter Grant Moore. Hitting Grabowski hit a line drive to left. Now this one's served into shallow left. Then Rhodey cuts over towards the line and he retires. Grant Moore on the slasher.
Stepping in for the Americans, left fielder number 2, Tommy.
To the opposite field, so 1 out in the bottom of the first.
C.J. Hurley starting strong as well, so both pitchers have to settle in here.
Here's Grabowski, who flew out to left. Martineau on the ground to second. Grabowski struck out swinging on a full count. 1 out and the bases empty. Bobby Boying to a second consecutive lefty to come to the plate. It's Tommy Mathey after Moore flies out to left and a fastball off the outside edge. Boying registered his first victory of the season here at Niagara Falls. 5 innings of brilliant, 4 walk, no strikeout, 4 hit, no run, no earned run baseball. It was actually the same pitching matchup in Game 1 of that doubleheader, C.J. Hurley versus Bobby Boying. Pioneers smacked Hurley around pretty nice. A bit of a different result this time around in the top of the first for Hurley. 2-0, a swing and a miss. Bobby Boying has lived around the strike zone. You've heard Andy Drum talk about it in numerous pregame availabilities. When Bobby Boying's name's been mentioned, you know what kind of pitching pedigree you're getting from him. You're getting the inside corner, the outside corner, the whole lowdown. This one served into right field. That's going to dunk down for a base hit over the cutting O'Neill to his forehand side. Fired back in quickly by Grabowski. A 1-out single for Tommy Mathey.
Now batting the DH number 16, Gavin Boyle.
So here comes Gavin Boyle, DH, in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Gavin Boyle appeared in Game 1 for the Niagara Falls Americans. 1 for 3, a double in the bottom of the 6th that knocked Brendan Hayes out of the ball game. He came around to score. Besides that, 2 strikeouts versus Brendan. Bats here against the righty Boying with 1 out. Widening his lead off at first is Mathey. First offering is a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. So Niagara Falls are getting their dose of 2 Barry University Buccaneers. So Bobby Boying sent though back to first, getting in back in time is Mathey.
Not something you see every day, not something you exactly want to see in baseball.
Yeah, no, I was finding it for a while ago with some water from that, so I kind of heard part of that interaction. Yeah, it's absolutely the same day.
Boyle.
Boying fires to Boyle, a fastball off the outside edge, a ball and no strikes.
Down again.
Boyle leading the Niagara Falls Americans, 3 homers and 16 RBIs. We have Paul Dulanto, the catcher, on deck. Boying fires a 2-0, fastball high and away. 3 balls and no strikes on Boyle. 1 out, Mathey leads off the first. We're at the bottom of the first inning, Game 2 of this doubleheader between Elmira and Niagara Falls. Pioneers will see the Niagara Ironbacks tomorrow afternoon from Dunfield in Elmira, New York. Will join us for Military Appreciation Night as Boying misses away. 4-pitch walk to Gavin Boyle, so a single and a walk have Niagara Falls
Number 9, Paul Watson.
in good position with 1 out. Tommy Mathey leads off a second, Boyle off a first. It's the right-handed hitting Paul Dulanto to step to the plate. On the season for the catcher Dulanto, a 243 batting average, a 402 on base percentage, 18 hits, 2 extra base hits, a homer, and 21 RBIs. Ready-on-ready matchup with Boying. First offering tipped off the glove of Manganiello. Foul ball, 0-1. Pioneers will have Military Appreciation Night tomorrow from Dunfield as your Pios get set to host the Niagara Ironbacks. Doors open at 1 o'clock. First pitch for Game 2, or rather Game 1, at 2 p.m. Game 2 shortly afterwards. For tickets, call 607-734-2690. Go Pios. Boying fires, swing and a miss. Dulanto behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
First baseman, Hayes, the lead.
0-2, Boing to Duanto. Swing and a miss, high fastball. Duanto retired for out number 1.
Like 3. That's down in the inning.
Rather, second out of the inning. Apologies, as Moore flew out.
Americans, third baseman.
2 outs
Chris Gazaldo.
in the bottom of the first. 2 runners remain on for Niagara Falls, and another right-handed hitter. It's Chris Guzaldo, the third baseman.
Gazaldo up next.
First pitch is a breaking ball, pulls Manganiello into the lefty batter's box. A nice stop by the Pioneers catcher. You saw a litany of those from Carl Wagner, who got the start in Game 1. Manganiello now behind the plate in Game 2, ever so reliable. A good rapport with the pitching staff. Manganiello has caught the last 2 ball games that Bobby Boyne has started, so hopefully third time's the charm for the Pioneers right-hander, who's leveled his record even at 2-2, following a 0-2 start on his win-loss tab to begin 2025. Fastball inside corner for a called strike 1.
Outs. Even count. Finds the outside edge.
1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. Bottom of the first, no score between Elmira and Niagara Falls.
The Americans. Solonto struck out both these base runners at their bases.
Boing fires, swing and a miss. Nice changeup from Bobby just below the belt.
Strike away.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs.
Keeping it scoreless.
Boing fires, fastball just high. Good offering from Bobby. Didn't get the call, and the count levels at 2-2.
Who is it? Yeah. On deck?
Takes another ball and streaks across the board.
Boing fires, swing and a foul back. Lined sharply against the stands in the first base side.
Now meeting on the mound between Boeing and his catcher Manganiello.
Manganiello comes out to the mound for a brief conversation with his right-handed starter in Bobby Boyne. This season you can connect with the Pioneers like never before with exclusive content on our social media platforms. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at the Elmira Pioneers. The X account for your Elmira Pioneers is at Elmira Pios. We do one with new creative content from our dream social media team. Working hard to put on a nice production of the Elmira Pioneers social media team on a nightly basis, doing their part. 2-2, breaking ball on the ground to Grabowski at shortstop. Handles 2 hops, takes it the short way to the second base bag himself in time to conclude the bottom of the first inning on a 6 unassisted. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 runners stranded on base. An inning through, no score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Brett Baker leads off the top of the second inning against C.J. Hurley, who goes to work after a 1-2-3 top of the first.
Strike 1 there, so early.
Delivers from the left side of the nurdle and gets Baker to go around, 0-1. 1-2, Baker dribbles it on the ground foul, third base side. So 1-2 count on Baker, nobody out. Top of the second, no score, game 2 of the doubleheader. Early kicks and fires, fastball outside corner, Baker retired for a called strike 3.
Now batting number 55, the extra hitter, Brandon Duel.
So Baker down on strikes for out number 1, and out, and the base is empty. And here comes the right-handed hitting Brandon Dubeck to the plate. Lefty on righty matchup. First offering from Hurley, fastball outside corner for a called strike 1.
Wow. High drama. Ball 1 here.
0-1 off the end of the bat. Jam shot on the backhand side at shortstop. A nice grab from Alan Ramos. 5 up, 5 down quickly for C.J. Hurley, who's been perfect through an inning and 2/3.
First baseman number 17, Michael Palmer.
ERA in the ones. 1.42 will be exact. 5.25.
It'll bring up Michael Palmer. Did not play in game 1. Bats from the left side of the plate against the lefty Hurley with 2 outs. Palmer on the season, 250 batting average as he takes breaking ball inside, 1-0. Palmer, 250 across 20 ball games, 18 starts, 15 hits, 4 extra base hits, a homer, and 15 RBIs. Breaking ball over the outside corner for a called strike 1. Count levels with 2 outs. Breaking ball, did Palmer go around? An appeal with the field umpire says he did not swing. 2 balls and a strike.
Out. 3-0. Michael Palmer.
2-1 off the outside corner, 3-1 to Baker.
It is indeed 3.
Palmer on the ground to second. To the forehand side, it's Kiefer, throw across the diamond, or throw over to first, shall I say, in time to complete the top of the second. For the Pioneers, no runs and no hits, no errors, no runners left on base, an inning and a half through. No score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning from Sal Maglie Stadium in Niagara Falls, New York. No score between your Elmira Pioneers and the Niagara Falls Americans. Pioneers playing the third of a hectic 5-game schedule across the course of a 72-hour slate.
Last time, the shutout loss. Probably only gave up 3.
For the Pioneers, they're hoping to make good of their third and final road game of this abbreviated road trip. A pop-up into shallow left field, ranging in his roadie. He puts it away for out number 1 on pitch number 1 at the bottom of the second inning. Tomorrow in Elmira,
American shortstop number 4, Alex Ramos.
first pitch of game time, 84%, but with a chance of precipitation, some winds blowing into the Elmira area. Good day to come out to the ballpark and have a picnic.
Alan Ramos up next.
One out in the bottom of the second. Here comes Alan Ramos.
Bradley, you got to think of a challenge for this game.
Breaking ball off the plate, 1-0.
16 game, running now 17 game on these 7 games.
Ramos, the shortstop, appeared in game 1 as he fists one off the end of the bat. A jam shot, shallow right field, charging in and making a nice running grab is TJ Grimesti for out number 2 in the inning.
Flyouts in a row.
So Grimesti with great range makes a nice bounce back as he didn't realize how quickly that ball was dying off the end of the bat to the opposite field from Ramos. 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Together on the field, but
winning the mascot card.
It seems like it seems like they came at the right time.
Bothering.
Boing ready on lefty matchup. Bases empty, no score. Breaking ball outside corner for a called strike 1.
No knowing the words are going to come.
Holy smokes.
And now they're flying over the stand.
Boing delivers. Fastball low in the dirt.
Wow, this is the most seagulls we've ever had.
How long is it before one flies into this press box? A little bit.
A lot of seagulls
Yeah, now there's about 20 of them.
flying
Probably like 10 of them.
above Sal Maglie Stadium as the breaking ball off the outside corner. 2-1.
Join that part. Hey, you can stop one out there.
2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. The base is empty. Bottom of the second inning. No score in game 2 of the doubleheader. Bobby Boing coasting
You're obviously fighting over
to
something.
begin his outing. Fastball dotted on the outside corner. A called strike 2 to Carmen Pinero.
That'd be the most dramatic strike balls I've seen out of an umpire. As the Seagulls now.
Pinero in game 1, 1 for 2.
Take a little pause.
A couple seagulls flying even around a pitcher's mound.
Interruption.
Don't want any a la Randy Johnson moments as the 2-2 flown back foul. Third base side out of play.
Here comes the herd of fans, the elephants if you want to call them that. Go pick up those foul balls and try and get some free snacks.
Yeah, it's always almost a contest out here. You can find those foul balls.
So it'll be a 2-2 from Boing to Pinero with 2 outs. Breaking ball off the outside corner.
Away.
And the count runs full. Boing issued a walk in the bottom of the first to Gavin Boyle. A walk and a strikeout for Bobby. 2 fly balls here in the bottom of the second.
One strikeout today.
Payoff pitch on the way. Breaking ball outside for ball 4.
Bernard takes first base. Breaks up the 1-2-3 inning for Connor Kiefer. Red hot bat up next.
Pirates fans, new trading card sets and mini bats are now available at the merchandise store at Dunn Field. This season, get yourself the latest Elmira Pioneers gear: hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, warm-ups, baseballs, and much, much more. Be sure to stop by the merchandise stand, buy concessions the next time you make a venture out to Dunn Field.
Yes, above 800.
It's the right-handed hitting second baseman Connor Kiefer in against Boing, who fires fastball outside corner for a called strike 1. Kiefer reached base twice in 3 trips to the plate in game 1. Grounded in the bottom of the second, a 2-run single in the bottom of the fourth. Cut deficit in half. Hit batsman in the bottom of the sixth as he lines one just foul down the left field line. Almost towards the Seagulls, who didn't even budge and move out of the way. I'm just enjoying their nice view on this warm Saturday evening. So no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. A short lead off at first base for Carmen Pinero. As Boink sets and fires, fastball popped up, foul out of play.
Has a lot of pop. Some of them up in the stands. Out of you need another ball.
He's already got one.
The Yankees had walking back. Collecting foul balls.
Yeah.
1-2.
Falls Americans budget doesn't include all those.
From Boing with 2 outs. Fastball could not hold up. That's strike 3. That's out number 3. That's the end of the bottom of the second inning as the Pioneers are fired up with Bobby Boing coming back to the dugout. That does it in the home half. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Boing across 2 innings of work. No runs No hits, no errors, and a runner stranded on base. No score after 2 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball. Top of the 3rd inning. Brendan Hammer to step in for the left side, or right side of the dish rather, against the lefty C.J. Hurley, who fires a fastball inside for ball 1.
Our 6th consecutive back.
It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 in the Elmira order. Brendan Hammer followed by Anthony Manganiello and Liam O'Neill as Hammer flies one first base side foul out of play. 2 innings through and only 25 minutes into the ball game. The pacing has been fickle. As Hammer lines it right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So there goes the no-hitter and the perfect game, as Hammer leads off the top of the 3rd with a single with nobody out.
Now batting the catcher, number 33, Anthony Manganiello.
So here comes Anthony Manganiello to the plate. Anthony, a .220 hitter, entering this afternoon's doubleheader, but still finding ways to get on base for Manganiello now on the season. His numbers 210 across 22 ball games, 21 starts, 366 on base percentage, 13 hits, 2 extra base hits, and 13 RBIs. He takes a breaking ball off the plate from Hurley. 1-0. Fisted off the end of the bat. A jam shot. Ramos at shortstop puts it away for out number 1.
Ramos coming in to make the grab. He was ready for it that time around.
Stepping in, second baseman, number 22,
One out in the top of the 3rd, and here comes the right-handed hitting second baseman Liam O'Neill.
Absolutely. More than solid. Range it all over the place.
It's O'Neill out of the University of Bridgeport. 074 on the season, 359 on base percentage, just scurrying back to first base.
Is Liam O'Neill.
Is Brendan Hammer. For O'Neill, he's got 2 hits across 27 at-bats, 2 RBIs, walked 8 times. Getting the start at the second base position tonight. Got a couple games at shortstop early on this season. Hammer, a medium-sized leadoff at first with 1 out, and the fastball misses low for ball 1. Hammer led off the inning with a single, and then Manganiello lined to the shortstop Ramos. 1 out, top of the 3rd, here in Game 2 of this doubleheader in Niagara Falls. Fastball low, and the count goes to 2-0 on O'Neill.
Signed this guy, maybe thinking one of their best hitters, and it's just having help in this spot.
O'Neill on the ground to Ramos. Shortstop backhand side goes to second, one on to first. Not in time as O'Neill beats it out. A 6-4 fielder's choice. Hammer is out at second, 2 outs at the top of the third.
Now 2 down in the inning, but the attempted double play is not in time to first base. Ramos to keep.
So here comes Ben Rohde, getting the start in left field for the Pioneers tonight. Bats from the right side against the lefty Hurley with O'Neill off at first, 2 outs. For O'Neill, he's got 1 stolen base on the season. First pitch, Rohde lines it right back up the middle into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit in front of Moore. Firing quickly back into the infield. 2 singles in the inning for the Pioneers as it's right back to the top of the batting order in Aiden Grabowski. A single sprayed right back up the middle off the bat of the Pioneers 10-hitter.
Now batting shortstop number 4, Adam Grabowski.
So it's Aiden Grabowski. To bat from the right side of the plate. O'Neill is off of second. Rohde off of first. Piles looking to draw first blood against Hurley. Breaking ball outside corner for a called strike. Grabowski a fly ball to shallow left in his first trip to the plate. Aiden batting .303 across 28 ball games, gotten to start in 26th. Plate appearance number 101 on the season, 30 hits and 19 RBIs. Grounder foul. He's tied for the team lead in RBIs with TJ Gurmesti. 5th in batting average. Very strong on-base percentage to go along with it as well. 7th in the Pioneers in on-base percentage at .369. Check that, 6th. Just a few percentage points ahead of Carl Wagner. He's made such a strong case for himself to remain in the lineup. A .271 average, really strong for a catcher. 12 RBIs. Grabowski fouls off the 0-2 to stay alive in the count. So it'll be an 0-2 to Grabowski with 2 outs. Hurley sets and fires, breaking ball off the outside edge. Aiden takes, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Just gotta wait. Hold on till next year.
Gotta be careful.
1-2 with 2 outs. No score top of the third. Pioneers looking to strike first. It's their leadoff man, Grabowski. One look at second. O'Neill dances off the bag. Grabowski a high fly ball, shallow right. Aiden flips the bat in frustration and foul ground. Pinero settles under it and puts it away to retire the side. In the inning for Elmira, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. 2.5 third, no score on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. We head to the bottom of the third inning on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Elmira with 2 hits in the top of the third inning. They were unable to score, though, as Aiden Grabowski flies out to right field. But good progress for the Pioneers. They were feeble in the opening 2 innings against the left-hander C.J. Hurley. 6 up, 6 down. But then 2 hits by the Pioneers in the top of the third had them knocking on the door. O'Neill was in scoring position. Ben Rohde singled. Grabowski the fly ball. Breaking ball for a called strike. Bobby Boeing working to the 10-man. Logan Stickler. Fastball outside corner. Dropped in for a called strike 2. It'll be Stickler followed by Moore and Mathey. 10-1 and 2 in the Niagara Falls order. Home half of the third, no score. Boeing kicks and fires a fastball high. 1-2 the count.
Back in this count.
Boeing outside corner called. Strike 3. Third strikeout looking at the doubleheader for Stickler. For Boeing, strikeout number 3. First via the backwards K across 2 1/3. 1 out and the base is empty. Here in the third, and that'll bring up the center fielder Grant Moore at the top of the Niagara Falls batting order.
Moore up next. How are they going to happen? It makes sense. Still.
Righty and lefty matchup. Boeing sets from the left side of the rubber, winds and fires. Breaking ball high and away. And it's a ball and no strikes. To the left-handed hitting Moore, who flew out to left field his first trip to the plate against the Pioneers right-handed starter. Chopper foul, third base side out of play, 1-1.
About an hour into this one.
We'd like to thank everyone who loyally comes out to Dunn Field to support your back-to-back West Division champion Elmira Pioneers, and we want to remind you that a great Pioneers game is a great way to bring your group together, whether it's group, school, church, business, youth sports organization, or anything in between. The Pioneers are also able to offer great picnic options for your organization or business. Reserve your group today by calling 607-734-2690. Go Pios. Backdoor slider for a called strike. The changeup misses, and the count levels at 2-2 with 1 out. Moore jammed in on his fist, just gets a piece of it to stay alive. 2-2 with 1 out. I'm not entirely sure if it rung the bell of Manganiello, who got up out of the catching position, gingerly walked it off in front of the mound. Home plate umpire gave him some time. No runs on 2 hits and no errors for the Pios. No runs on 1 hit and no errors for the Americans. Boeing fires inside corner. Called strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning, 4th in the ball game across 2 2/3 for Boeing. Second consecutive strikeout via the backwards K. 2 outs and the bases remain empty. Home half of the third for Tommy Mathey, left-handed swinging left fielder. Mathey in his first trip to the plate against Bobby Boeing, a single in the bottom of the first.
Bottom of the third.
Another righty on lefty matchup as Boeing gets his sign come set. Rocks and fires, breaking ball inside at the feet of Mathey, 1-0.
Certain pitchers have been able to figure out Grant Moore this season, notably Batavia's pitchers.
Boeing fires, fastball just off the outside corner. Might have been a bit low, and the count goes to 2-0.
Get on base for the second time today with 2 down.
Boeing fires off the end of the bat, third base side out of play. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. No score between Pioneers and the Niagara Falls Americans. Already the 5th meeting of the season between both squads. Elmira 3-1 versus Niagara. Pioneers at 14-1, 4.5 games back of first place Batavia in the PGCBL West Division. Of more importance, in the win column, same amount as the 4th place Auburn Double Days. Elmira 1-4-1 against Auburn, however, this season, including 0-3 at Falcon Park. Pioneers will make another trip there this Wednesday, July 16th, and a back-to-back with Auburn, Wednesday and Thursday. Foul back to the screen, so the count will remain 2-2 on Tommy Mathey. Standings in the West Division right now go Batavia 21-9-1, Niagara Falls in second at 21-13, Jamestown at 19-11, Auburn at 17-10-5. How about that? 5 ties. Pioneers 17-14 and 1. 2-2 with 2 outs. Breaking ball on the ground to Grabowski at shortstop. He handles it on 2 hops. His throw in time to complete the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd. In fact, play goes 6-3. Facing the minimum is point. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. 3 in, no score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome you back to Sal Maglie Stadium, top of the 4th inning of action. No score between the Pioneers and the Niagara Falls Americans. It's the 2-3-4 to step to the plate. Ty Martineau leads off. Martineau followed by Gramesti and Baker here in the 4th. Ty in his first trip to the plate, a grounder to second. 1-0, breaking ball. In the dirt, 2-0. 2-0 fastball outside corner. A bit of a delayed call. Nonetheless, a called strike 1 on Martineau. 2-1 fastball low and away. Good hitters count for Ty. Lefty on lefty matchup. Hurley fires, and the 3-1 nubbed off the end of the bat. Shallow left center field. Charging over to his backhand side is the left fielder Mathey. He puts it away for out number 1.
Now batting right fielder number 29, TJ Gramesti.
So the bases are empty with 1 out for the right-handed hitting TJ Gramesti.
Struck out swinging his first time.
Hurley kicks and fires from the left side of the rubber. Breaking ball off the plate for ball 1. 1-0 misses high. 2-0 to Gramesti. Certainly fun when you get the Can USA sports rivalry. Pioneers took on Batavia from Dwyer Stadium last night. They take on Niagara Falls today. Every ballpark something so unique. Batavia and Dwyer Stadium last night. Pioneers went up against the Muck Dogs. Today you had great professional perform the national anthem for both ball games. A professional saxophone player played with Santana, John Mayer. And then on the side of Dwyer Stadium last night as Gramesti tips it at the plate to stay alive, 2-2. Last night Batavia had an unbelievable playlist going on. They had a lot of 70s music, even some of the Eagles playing. Only thing that could have been better is if they had Outlaw Man. Oh, called strike 3, inside corner as Gramesti's retired for out number 2. No argument from TJ as Hurley gets Gramesti, who tosses the bat in frustration as he retreats to the Elmira dugout. 2 outs and the base is empty. That's got to be the first caught looking in recent memory can remember in a while for TJ Gramesti, who's been so solid at the plate all season long. 2 strikeouts in the ball game and 0 for TJ. 2 quick outs for Hurley in the top of the 4th. This one grounded back up the middle into center field for a base hit for Brett Baker. He's aboard with 2 outs with a single. First hit of the ball game.
Now batting the extra hitter, number 55, Brandon Dubek.
It'll be Brandon Dubek to step in from the right side with 2 outs. Lefty on righty, Hurley out of the stretch, fires fastball off the plate for ball 1. Good atmosphere on hand. Americans fans trickling in on this Saturday evening. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Speed ends up bouncing right off into the stands behind him. Early. Sets for the 1-1. Delivers on the breaking ball.
Fastball low. Dubek takes. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. With 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. Dubek with Baker leading off at first. Brandon into right field for a base hit. Just out of the diving try of Kiefer, as playing a little hidden ball trick for a moment was Panero, and attempts to try and get Baker to wander off the second base bag. He looked behind him, although he had the ball in his glove. Almost indicate like it might have scooted in the turf to try and get Baker to advance an extra bag, as Panero was relatively close to the infield, could have made an easy throw to nab Baker, but Brett thought other of it for good reason. So in the top of the 4th inning, 2 consecutive hits with 2 outs, back-to-back singles, as Baker's off a second, Dubek's off a first. And fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1 to the left-handed hitting Michael Palmer, who bounced to second his first trip to the plate. Mike looking to give the Pioneers the lead. 2 consecutive innings with 2 hits for Elmira. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Nicely located at the bottom of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Hurley to Palmer. So far in the ball game, 3 strikeouts. 2 have come looking. Both runners are off. 0-2 with 2 outs. Popped up shallow center field. It's going to be a run as Moore comes in. He settles under it and he puts it away for the final out of the top of the 4th inning. So the Pioneers strain 2 runners on base, no runners on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 3.5, 3-0 score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th inning from Sal Maglie Stadium. Bobby Boyne coasting along as he delivers a breaking ball down and in. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 in the Niagara Falls order. Gavin Boyle followed by Paul Delanto, the catcher. Chris Guzaldo, the third baseman. This one sprayed Hammer drops it at third base, knocks it down, keeps it in front of him, throws to first on in time. It's going to be an infield hit, second of the ball game, and first to lead off an inning as Boyle reaches on the infield knock. Nobody out and a runner on, bottom of the fourth.
Now batting the backstop, number 9, Paul Delanto.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wall there, and stops the ball from the outfield. Kind of like the Wily Coyote trying to catch the road runner. Puts up a wall there, but saves it from the extra base hit.
Boing delivers a breaking ball for a called strike. Hit by Delanto over the outside corner, who struck out swinging against Boing, one of the four strikeout victims against Bobby so far. Nothing in one, breaking ball hacked on and missed. Nothing in two. Paul Delanto trying to power that baseball like he has strength of a velociraptor. Nothing in two, swing and a miss. Good fastball from Boing. Strikeout number 5 across 3 1/3, 1 out in the bottom of the fourth.
Stepping in, third baseman number 42, Chris Gonzaldo.
Centralis Health is the official healthcare provider for your Elmira Pioneers. Next time you need medical attention, make sure you visit Centralis for all your medical needs throughout the southern tier in central New York. Swing and a miss, high fastball from Gonzaldo, nothing in one to count. Gonzaldo, an unassisted ground ball to shortstop Grabowski, who got the force at second to retire Boyle to conclude the bottom of the first. That was Gonzaldo's last trip and only trip to the plate this evening. 0-1. Breaking ball snatched in the dirt by Manganiello in the lefty batter's box, and the count levels.
Part of life in and out of baseball, and sometimes the patient's outside life runs low and it can affect that patient's all the time. Comes across the baseball.
1-1 from Boing. On the ground to shortstop. Grabowski flips it. Second one. On to first. Not in time. A fielder's choice. Legging it out is Gonzaldo. So Boyle is wiped at second for the second consecutive time on the bases. 2 outs and a runner on for Graydon Miller.
Chris Gonzaldo takes the place of Boyle at first base. Miller, 0-for-1 in this game with a fly out to left field.
Boyle looking off of first. Righty on righty matchup with 2 outs. Sprayed to the right side of the infield, through into right for a base hit. Rounding second and heading for third is Gonzaldo. He's going to coast into third. A backhanded stop from Grabowski. One look checks at first. Runners on the corners for Niagara Falls with 2 outs.
Runner on third base the entire game.
Now batting shortstop number 4, Alex Ramos.
So here comes right-handed hitting shortstop in Alan Ramos with 2 outs, runners on the corners. Ramos batting .283.
Sorry, Alex.
15 hits, no extra base hits, and 10 RBIs. Righty on righty matchup with Boing. No score. Pioneers lead in the hit department by 1. Big Board still has a whole bunch of nada as the breaking ball off the outside edge. 1-0 the count.
Is it Alex or Alan? Not on my book, it's not. It's my middle name.
1-0 chopped on the ground. The high hop is handled deep in second base. Throw to first just in time to nab the hustling Ramos to conclude the bottom of the fourth. A nice play from Liam O'Neill, wisely taking it on the third hop, and that concludes the bottom of the fourth. No runs and 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. 4-0 score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. back to the top of the 5th inning as the fastball misses down into Brendan Hammer. In the top of the 5th for the Pioneers, it'll be Hammer followed by Manganiello, and Liam O'Neill is breaking pitch taken low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Update around the PGCBL. Auburn and Newark still scoreless.
2 consecutive innings with 2 hits for the Pioneers. Haven't scraped across a run just yet. It's 2-0 misses inside. A 3-0 count. Lefty on righty matchup. Hammer, his first trip to the plate, a single in the top of the 3rd.
Another cold spell for a team that typically has fallen out of playoff race.
Yeah, it's just, personally, that's me. It's not the one time they
Fastball for a called strike, and Hammer kind of looks back in confusion, almost as if the umpire bluff didn't even know whether he was going to call it a strike himself or not.
But I mean, we've talked about this.
Calls it anyway, and it's 3-1.
Even had a pair of twins causing Parker's ice moved from Geneva.
Fastball inside as Hammer takes ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to open up the top of the 5th. Brandon's reached base twice in the ball game.
Now batting the catcher, number 33, Anthony Manganiello.
Right down the road. Can't beat him. Stop.
Lefty on lefty matchup, it's Manganiello. Out of the slide step position, it's Hurley who fires a fastball low, 1-0.
Nice stop.
Hammer off of the first base bag. For Brendan, he is a mild threat to steal. 4 stolen bags on the season across 19 ball games. The start in 17, 14 hits, improves upon his .397 on-base percentage. One of 2 players to attend Northwood University, that is.
Cam spinning tunes, breaking hearts, and throwing strikes. He takes it personally when people don't clap along. So fans, please do clap along with DJ Cam. We want to make sure that he stays in the right frame.
Still scoreless at the top of the 5th.
So it'll be a 1-0 to Manganiello, the other Northwood product in the batter's box right now. Hammer and Manganiello right next to one another in the batting order as 1-0 offering fouled back by Anthony, and the count levels at a ball and a strike. The Elmira Pioneers would like to extend a special thank you to Dunkin' as they have teamed up with the Food Bank of the Southern Tier program. For each run your Pios score this season, Dunkin' will donate 1 pound of coffee to the Food Bank of the Southern Tier. Thank you, Dunkin', and go Pios. So 1-1 the count on Manganiello. Hammer leads off at first. Nobody out. Top of the 5th. No score. Fly. Third baseline foul out of play. 2 hits in the bottom of the 4th inning for Niagara. It's their first inning with more than 1 hit. As Gavin Boyle with a single. And then Graydon Miller with one of his own. Some nice defensive work from the Pioneers, who have definitely cleaned up. You had the ground ball, the fielder's choice off the bat of Chris Guzaldo on a sharp ground ball to the backhand side of Aiden Grabowski, who just moves as swiftly as a ballerina when he's in the field. Mentioned earlier what a vacuum he is, as Manganiello is retired for strike 3, out number 1 in the top of the 5th. In the ball game for the southpaw C.J. Hurley, that's strikeout number 4. Second swinging. Anthony down for the second time in the ball game. He's 0 for 2. And here comes Liam O'Neill. In his first trip to the plate, reached on a fielder's choice. 6-4 fielder's choice, that is. 1 out. Hammer leads off at first. Fastball throwing back to first base. Tag applied in time to get Brendan Hammer. Hammer and Krutkow not entirely thrilled with that call, as Nasty Nate Krutkow is going to plead with the field umpire on that call. Andy Drum doesn't leave the third base coaching box.
Nice tag there by Greg Miller.
Hammer not thrilled.
Behind the dish.
He leads off the bag. Krutkow continuing to have a conversation at first base. 1-0. Fastball taken high. So the play goes 2-3. Snapping back and throwing was Dulanto to Miller. 2-0 fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. O'Neill flies it first base side, foul out of play, and the count levels. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are empty, no score.
Twos across the board.
Hurley sets. Front of the left side of the rubber, fires home. Breaking ball, chopped on the ground to third. Handling the high hop is Guzaldo. Throws across the diamond, just in time to nab the hustling O'Neill. Liam not too thrilled, as Nate Krukow's going to now really come up and take up the argument with the field umpire, as that does it in the top of the 5th for the Pioneers.
The Pioneers no runs on no hits.
Andy Drum not too thrilled either. So in the inning, no runs and no hits, no errors and no runners left on base. Facing the minimum
Stadium is the Wegmans Kids Run. So
is Hurley. 4.5 through, no score on the Pioneers Baseball Network.
12 and under who are interested in running the bases.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning in a collective tornado of emotions here from Sal Maglie Stadium this evening. In the bottom of the 5th, as we begin, a couple calls in which the Pioneers felt were questionable in the top of the 5th, especially at first base by the field umpire, who, by the way, was the home plate umpire in Game 1, and both sides felt as if maybe it wasn't their favorite game called. Nonetheless, Pioneers took home the 4-3 victory as Boeing delivers outside for ball 1 to Carmen Pinero. It'll be Pinero followed by Kiefer and Stickler. But a call against Liam O'Neill there on the ground out to end the inning. Liam felt like he beat it out, and it looked like someone got thrown out of the Pioneers dugout. It appears to be that it was the reliever, submarine left-hander Jackson Grant. So Jackson eligible to compete for the rest of tonight's ball game, but not necessarily a need right now for even thinking about the bullpen just yet. That's the really good news for the Pioneers, as Bobby Boeing misses off the plate. 3-0 the count, but Boeing's been really solid so far. 5 strikeouts for the Pioneers as the 3-0 fired in for a called strike 1. So 3-1 to Pinero, no score. Nobody out and the base is empty. Bottom of the 5th. Pioneers with 4 hits, Niagara Falls with 3. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Pioneers looking to salvage victory for the second time today. Pop up third base side, Hammer gives it a chase, and it goes into foul ground. So from 3-0 to a full count, Boeing has lived around the strike zone throughout the course of the ball game, and he'll look to do it here and retire Pinero. It'll go 8, 9, and 10 in the Niagara order, home half of the 5th. Pinero followed by Kiefer and Stickler. Swinging a foul tip off the glove of Manganiello. Anthony couldn't hold on, so the count remains full on 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Stakes are high. time up. We're going to do it again with a full count.
Full count pitch with nobody out. A fly ball to center field. Going back on his horse and settling under it to put it away for out number 1 is Brett Baker.
On the warning track for out number 1. A lot of these Americans, about the deepest they've hit it this season, the ones that haven't.
Now batting second baseman number 1, Connor Kiefer.
So here comes Connor Kiefer with 1 out and the base is empty. Righty-on-righty matchup with Boyne. Niagara Falls second baseman, a strikeout swinging in the bottom of the second.
Yeah.
Kiefer had a double of his own in game 1, knocked in 2 runs on him.
Boyne sets and fires, breaking ball line down the left field line. That's trouble, and it's just foul. Pioneers got lucky. 0-1.
Another close call on the foul line.
Yeah, that one was smoked by Kiefer there. It looked like it was going to stay fair, but as you can tell by all our reactions up here, just a foul.
Somebody's warming up. I can't
Just
see.
barely a foul ball.
So an arm getting loose in the Niagara Falls bullpen.
Had a nice extra base hit last game, and he hit another in this one.
0-1 from Boyne. On the ground to the shortstop, Grabowski. Across the diamond and time 2 away.
Round number 2. Instead of the extra base hit on the ground out.
So 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 5th for Logan Stickler. Niagara Falls extra hitter rounding out the batting order.
Stickler.
Time today, a 4-game hit streak is in jeopardy. Next up, Logan Stickler, the 10-hitter. Grant Moore on deck.
Boyne sets and delivers, breaking ball high, 1-0.
Ball 1 outside.
For the Pioneers in the top of the 6th inning, it'll be the 10-1-2 in the Elmira order. Ben Rohde followed by Aiden Grabowski and Ty Martineau. 1-0. Breaking ball just misses at the knees, just off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes on Stickler. It's Grant Moore, left-handed hitting center fielder, awaits on deck at the top of the Niagara batting order. 2-0. Fouled off, 2-1.
Into the bank, 2-1. Stickler still has his count.
2-1, pop foul, first base side out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Boyne looking to complete a 5th scoreless inning of work. As we've mentioned, Bombi with 5 strikeouts in the ball game continues to move along, skimming up only 3 hits, no runs, no earned. Bombi sets, little Mr. Cortez action with the high fastball. And it's full count. You can hear Bobby sharing a laugh with Stickler in both the Niagara Falls dugout. Heck, I guess it still is a kid's game. Payoff pitch from Boyne, a swing and a miss. And now he arm pumps as he retreats to the Pioneers dugout. A jovial celebration for Bobby, and why not? 6 strikeouts, he strikes out the side in the home half of the 5th. No runs and no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. 5 through, no score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball as we enter the top of the 6th inning. 10-1 and 2 in the Elmira order, due up against a new pitcher in the ball game. It's going to be Adam Klimczak coming in as C.J. Hurley, his night is done. Pioneers looking to salvage a victory in the back end of this doubleheader. It's Rody to dig in from the right side against the righty Klimczak. Sets and fires from the right side of the rubber. Off the plate, 1-0.
Thank God.
Bobby Boying's been phenomenal so far. 5 innings of work, 3 hits, no runs, no earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts, 2 via the swing. 47 strikes, 28 balls. Final line on C.J. Hurley. He goes 5 innings of work, 4 hits, no runs, no earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. As the breaking ball just misses low. Rody firmly in the driver's seat, a 3-0 count. 68 pitches, 38 strikes across 5 innings for Hurley. Klimczak in the game. Rody singled his last time up, and now he walks as he takes ball 4 pitches out of the zone from Klimczak to open up his outing here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Aiden Grabowski.
Stepping in, shortstop number 4, Adam Grabowski. Aiden Grabowski.
So it's Aiden Grabowski with nobody out. Ready and ready matchup with Klimczak. Rody got good speed off the first base bag. For Ben, 6 stolen bases on the season across limited time. 14 games, 12 appearances. Snap throw back to first, not in time. So it's Grabowski 0 for 2 in the ball game. 2 fly balls, 1 to left and 1 to right. And the first and third. First pitch from Klimczak. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Go 1, runner takes off Rody, swing and a miss, throw down to second base, goes into center field. Interference is going to be called on Grabowski. Aiden's complaining that he stayed in the batter's box. Meanwhile, the throw comes to third. Rody gets in safely, but the umpire's going to call Rody out. Home plate umpire does, and Grabowski's signaling that he didn't even leave the batter's box, that it was in the way, so plate umpire is going to call him out. That's not going to please the Pioneers, as Rody's going to be off of third.
Rody is out. All overturned, and it's out number 1 on Elmira, bases empty.
Either that or Rody. No, Rody is out.
Catcher's interference.
So it'll be catcher's interference on Aiden Grabowski. Rody's wiped.
He's going back to first base.
No, I'm talking about the batter.
Rather,
From center field to third base, to just barely.
So rather, they're just going to send Rody back to first. A nothing and 2 count on Aiden with nobody out.
So 0-2 on the count.
He's saying.
So they're calling Rody out. Do the umpires not even know the?
Now, it appears they're calling it a foul ball. So they're sending Rody back to first base. Throw and error, all of it washed out.
That's good. Good thing on the station.
He's out.
Strikeout now.
So they're calling Grabowski out. It's a strikeout of Aiden.
That mayhem. Umpires.
What's going on?
A lot of
1 out in the top of the 6th.
Look at me do that. Now batting the DH number 6, Ty Martineau.
They are going to call the batter out. Ty Martineau up next. Very confusing.
So here comes Ty Martineau. 1 out. Rody has to go all the way back to first.
Rody's on first. 1 down. Ty Martineau.
Klimczak comes set. Snap throw back to the bag. Rody gets in safely ahead of the throw.
Not in time.
That's strange.
Ready's first. That back.
First pitch, breaking ball.
Outside.
They're called strike 1 to Martineau.
Wow. The Pioneers, it feels like everything's reversed. The last game. Umpires, this is frustrated with the Americans, and now they're frustrated with Elmira.
Yeah, I mean, especially
0-1 snap throw back to first.
the team to get a toss and win, so I'm not saying not in favor in the Americans now, but that's not straight.
Brody gets
I mean, a good umpire
back in
does
safely.
not let frustrations impact their calls, but some things that...
0-1, runner takes off inside. Did that hit Ty?
Generally takes second base, as it's once across the board now on the low ball.
So Rhodey steals second, a 1-1 count. Martineau didn't claim that it hit him though, so inside, a stolen bag for Ben. He advances into scoring position. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Klimczak deals. Martineau, a swing and a high pop-up behind shortstop into shallow left field. Mathey comes in. He puts it away for out number 2. So ties 0 for 3 in the ball game. A ground out and 2 fly balls to left. 2 outs in the top of the 6th, but a runner in scoring position for Elmira.
Stepping in for the Pioneers.
And here comes TJ Grimesti.
As a righty, struck out twice against a lefty. What are you going to do against a right-handed pitcher? That's how you base that.
Just walk back from the dugout.
TJ Grimesti having a good day overall in the first game. 1 for 1 with a second fly and a walk.
First pitch to TJ, breaking ball, swing and a miss, 0-1. Grimesti in the ball game 0 for 2, a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. Both came against CJ Hurley. An opportunity for the man tied with the most RBIs of any Elmira Pioneer to put Elmira in front. A scoreless ball game, top of the 6th, game 2 of the doubleheader. Klimczak steps off the right side of the rubber to retool.
Just taking bases left and right. Going extra bases as well.
0-1, breaking ball low. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Brody's still on second base now, 2 down. Beautiful sunset here at Sal Maglie. As the lights come on at the stadium, they could not be...
1-1, fastball high. Grimesti takes it, it's 2-1.
Lights up right here for the umpires too as well.
I'm learning that as well. What a playoff score. One pitch.
What's that?
What a playoff score.
Top 4 in each division to play 1 game.
2-1. Inside corner, a called strike 2.
Winner of the 2 divisions.
Count evens on TJ. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Brody leads off a second. He has good speed. A single to the outfield gets home a run for the Pioneers.
They got this on these guys like that.
3 strikeouts.
August to get back to the powers.
One look at second from Klimczak comes set and the breaking ball popped up right side of the infield. It's the second and first baseman. Second baseman Kiefer calls and catches to retire Grimesti to conclude the top of 6th. Grimesti slams the helmet in frustration. He's retired. 0 for 3 night for him. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 5.5. No score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. come to the plate against Bobby Boying, who just keeps on coasting along. He gets set to face the top three in the Niagara Falls Americans order. It's Moore followed by Tommy Mathey and Gavin Boyle. And Moore takes the fastball low and away from Bobby. 1 ball and no strikes. Righty on lefty matchup. Fastball inside corner for a called strike 1. This game's comparable to almost when you get to winter break in middle school band and you got all the bandmates playing together and you even have that guitarist, that banjo player, and they're playing so well, but then you have that one guy in the band that just plays the French horn way too loud and causes a bit of a disruption in the game. That's what it felt like you had in the top of the 5th inning when the Pioneers ran into a little bit of trouble where they felt like they might have gotten on base, but were at odds with the umpires. Nonetheless, this game's still been coasting along. No score, bottom of the 6th. Both sets of pitchers, C.J. Hurley and Adam Klimczak, pitching incredibly well on Niagara's side. Bobby Boying coasting along through 5+. 1-2 off the outside corner to Moore, and the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boying fires just inside. So it'll be a full count pitch on the way to the Americans leadoff hitter, nobody out. In the bottom of the 6th, game 2 of the doubleheader.
31 games. He's to get on base in this one. It's the bottom of the 6th. And he take ball 4 right here.
Jam shot off the end of the bat. Hammer in foul ground near the third base coaching box. The call on the catch, out number 1. So Moore's retired for the 3rd time in the ball game. Was 0 for 2 beforehand.
Now batting for the Americans, left fielder number 2, Tommy Mathey.
Flying ball strikeout looking and a pop-up for him. And here comes Tommy Mathey to the plate with 1 out and the base is empty.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to see some on-base streaks keep going here. So hopefully the Americans can start hitting the ball here and bring it back up to keep that streak alive.
Boying fires. First pitch, Mathey guides it down the right field line. That's going to get down for extra bases in front of Gramesti, who has trouble cutting it off as Mathey rounds second. He gets the stop right there. Throw back to second, almost nabbing him.
Almost picked off on the way back to second. But a double for Tommy Mathey.
Makes some really solid contact with that ball.
So a rocketing double down the right field line for Tommy Mathey against Boying with 1 out.
Batting the DH number 16, Gavin Boyle.
It's a great look for the Americans here, though. Runner from position and Gavin Boyle.
Tommy Mathey, the latest American they beat up, has a 2-hit game, single and a double. That's the first extra base knock.
So here comes Gavin Boyle. He's coming out to the mound to have a conversation with Boying as Manganiello. Mathey 2 for 3 now in the ball game. First hit since the bottom of the 4th for Niagara Falls. 4th hit and 5 1/3 against Grabowski. Line as of now as it stands for the right-hander Bobby Boying. 5 1/3, no runs, no earned, 4 hits. For Bobby, he's kept the ball low in the zone throughout the course of the ball game. Only issued 2 walks while striking out 6, 2 via the backwards K. Eric Burkan comes out to the mound. He'll have a brief conversation with Boying and the catcher Manganiello. The rest of the Pioneers infield will convene on the mound as well.
Hey fans, remember that this season you can connect.
Pioneers would like to thank Absolute Care of Three Rivers, AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Sports, Al's Leasing, Ann's Pancakes, Blaze Brockway Contracting, Buckley's Automotive, Foley Hill Vineyard, CAF USA, Centralis Health, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung County AG Promotions, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Current Power Sports, Dandy Mini Marts, Dr. Susan Minchin, Elmira Chevy, Elmira Heat Treating, Elmira Impact, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM, Howell, Glovehouse Guthrie, Hazelton's Hilliard, Jubilee, Just in Time, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Wood Community Services, Lost Cheesy Dreams, McDonald's, Myers RV, Nucor, Papa John's, Pathways, Pizza Hut, Red Robin, and Rodney J. Strange. Just some of the many loyal sponsors that keep coming back for more good times with the Elmira Pioneers organization. Your back-to-back West Division champion Elmira Pioneers, who face what could be a potential deficit here. You have the left-handed hitting Gavin Boyle in the 3 spot up for Niagara Falls, who takes the soft changeup off the outside corner for ball 1. Boyle in the ball game has reached base twice. A walk in the bottom of the 1st, an infield single in the bottom of the 4th to lead off. He now has a runner in scoring position for him in Tommy Mathey.
Say anything about the mascot race, or I just let him loose?
Boyle, a 286 hitter on the season, takes breaking ball down and in for a called strike 1. Boyle exhibiting a really strong 883 OPS at the moment. Boyle 16 RBIs, team leading 3 homers, 6 extra base hits. 1-1 the count with 1 out as Boeing fires. Breaking ball inside, stopped by Manganiello. He keeps it in front of him. And the count goes to 2-1. Some action starting to slowly get loose for the Pioneers in their bullpen.
Strikeout in Auburn. Stuck with him for a little while.
So it's Alan Rums.
He's Alan Rums. On base.
Must have been saying that wrong all season.
2-1. Fastball outside corner called strike 2.
Come on, Gavin, let's go.
Even update count on Gavin. Boyle struck out a couple times in game 1. So far in game 2, he's base every time off the bat.
2-2 with 1 out. Boeing comes set, left side of the rubber. Fires, pop up left field. Ranging back his Rhodey. He settles under it, and he gets over his head and up against the wall. So Rhodey misplays it, rounding third, and coming to the plate and scoring is Tommy Mathey on an RBI double for Gavin Boyle. And it's 1-0 Americans in the bottom of the 6th.
Have a deep shot to left field.
Nice.
Andrew
Roxby gets loose in the Elmira bullpen. A run on 2 hits in the inning. Elmira trails by 1.
Boyle has progressed every single time he's come up to the plate in this game. First a walk, then a single.
Now batting the catcher, number 9, Paul Delanto.
So here comes Paul Delanto with 1 out.
Gavin Boyle, second straight Americans after Tommy Mathey. Paul Delanto makes
Ready and ready matchup with Boeing. Bobby comes set, left side of the rubber. 1 peek at Boyle at second. That ball kept carrying. Delanto serves it into shallow center field. Baker cuts over in the gap. He'll put it away for out number 2. A pirouette and fire back to the infield as Hammer will retrieve out number 2.
Delanto finally making contact in their territory.
Now batting the third baseman, number 42, Chris Gazaldo.
So here comes Chris Gazaldo with 2 bounce off the F8 from Delanto. A runner in scoring position, that's Boyle with the RBI double. Pioneers would like to thank Saratoga Eagles, Save-A-Lot, Service Master, Serve Pro, ServU Credit Union, Shedden's Wholesale and Solutions Credit Union for their loyal sponsorship throughout the course of the 2025 season. Breaking ball. If that didn't catch the corner, then I'm not sure what does.
Outside.
1-0 with 2 out. Boeing fires, fastball popped up. Baker cuts over, so does Rhodey. Ben Rhodey calls it and puts it away for the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 run on 2 hits, though. No runs and 1 runner left on base. We've played 6 innings. 1-0 Niagara Falls on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Last chance for the Pioneers. It's Brett Baker to come to the plate. 4, 5, and 6 in the Elmira order against the right-handed reliever Adam Klimczak, who fires inside. Nothing in 1.
One out. Grand set of ones across the scoreboard.
Only 1 run though for the Pioneers. They only trail by a hit.
What's that? 1 pitch.
Right about now, you'd need a "Let's Go Pios" on the organ if you're at Dunfield.
Now, one's on the count to number 1, at the very least. Yes.
1-1 the count with nobody out. Klimczak fires and a swing and a miss by Baker. Counts the ball in 2 strikes. Middle third in the Pioneers order.
So in the favor of the Americans.
Baker followed by Dubek and Palmer to come to the plate here in the top of the 7th.
Americans will have a day off tomorrow, followed by 5 straight games Monday through Friday.
Breaking ball popped up down the left field line. Could be trouble. Ranging over towards the corner, however, is Mathey. He settles under it and puts it away for out number 1.
Now batting the extra hitter, number 55, Brendan Dubek.
There comes Brandon Dubek with 1 out.
Great start here for these Americans in the top of the 7th.
Dubek up next. 1 for 2 in this, or 1 for 2 rather in this game.
First pitch to Dubia, swing and a miss. Change up from Klimczak, nothing in 1. Righty on righty matchup, bases empty, top of the 7th, 1 out. Game 2 of this twin bill between the Pios and the Americans. Breaking ball low. Count levels and a ball and a strike.
One at bat late. 55 up to that. Dubek for his second knock of the game.
1-1 fastball outside corner for a called strike 2.
Excuse me, gonna be a late strike ball.
So 1-2 the count with 1 out on Brandon Dubek. Running in the ball game 1 for 2. And the breaking ball, take it in the dirt. Dubek working a nice at bat as usual. 500 on base percentage entering today's doubleheader. The Maplewood, New Jersey native in about 11 games played this season. He's delivered a multitude of clutch moments, a walk-off single a couple weeks ago. Consistent mainstay in the EH role in the lineup as the 2-2's off the plate. It's a full count with 1 out. Nice crowd on hand and a nice sunset here from Sal Maglie Stadium on this gorgeous mid-July Saturday evening. Payoff pitch on the ground to third. Handling it is Gonzaldo. The throw across the diamond in time to retire Dubek, and the Pioneers are down to their final out.
Pioneers down to their final out. Michael Palmer.
But Michael Palmer stands in as the last chance.
Number 17, Michael Palmer.
One of the better Pioneers hitters in his second year.
Palmer does have a homer. 1 of 3 Pioneers with a homer this summer. What a big time for his second this could be. Klimczak looking to lock down the victory. First pitch to Mike, swinging a foul back. Nothing in 1.
Right below the press box and drops. You hear the herd of elephants coming to grab it.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be an 0-1 to Palmer with 2 outs.
Say elephants never forget.
Klimczak fires, fastball high. Mike takes, and it's a ball and a strike.
1-1.
For Mike, he's 0 for 2 in the ball game. 1-1 breaking ball, swing and a miss in the dirt. Nice pitch from Klimczak. 4 strike 2. This would be an unfortunate loss for Bobby Boyd. He's only given up 1 earned run. It's going to help his ERA. He's been really solid. 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walk, and 6 strikeouts. 1-2 from Klimczak. Breaking ball, low and away, 2-2.
Final out after week. 2s across the board.
CJ Hurley, a fantastic start for Niagara Falls. 5 innings of scoreless baseball. Adam Klimczak now taking over 2 2/3. This one sprayed into left center field, but cutting over in the gap as the center fielder in Moore to retire Palmer and win the ball game 1-0.
Final score: Americans 1, Pioneers 0. Fans, we hope this see you on Tuesday when the Muck Dogs come barking into town. Until then, this is
So final line.
Be excellent to everyone.
No runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Pioneers. 1 run on 5 hits and no errors for the Americans.
The Americans do here, they pick up the second game, and can't be mad about
Pioneers dugout still talking things over, and I think it's time for the fellas to move on. Obviously, didn't hit well enough to win the ball game. Granted, the umpires didn't play or have their most fantastic outing, but at the end of the day, it's all a human game, and move on, play another game tomorrow. Pioneers split the doubleheader with Niagara Falls, and emotions running a bit high. What you'd expect on a baseball diamond. A good battle today between both sides. A 3-2 record the Pioneers hold against second place Niagara Falls on the season. I think it's respectable to understand the frustration on both ends of both the Pioneers and the Americans. That'll do it for our live coverage today. The final line, C.J. Hurley, the winning pitcher, Bobby Boying, the loser, locking down the victory is Aiden Klimczak with 6 outs in both the 6th and 7th innings. Pioneers back in action tomorrow afternoon against the Niagara Ironbacks from Dunn Field in Elmira, New York. We'll have all the live coverage beginning 2 p.m. first pitch of Game 1, 4:30 p.m. pitch of Game 2. Niagara Ironbacks and Elmira Pioneers. For now, that'll do it for our live coverage tonight from Sal Maglie Stadium in Niagara Falls, New York. The Elmira Pioneers dropping at 1-0. For now, I'm Farrell Hudson saying so long and have a good evening on the Pioneers.